Dr. Shweta Kataria. She will deliver on the prevention of the zoonotic disease. Thank you very much. Please,
So as you all know, sir has given the brief history about the World Zoonosis Day. It is celebrated every year on 6th of the July. So today I am going to brief about the introduction and significance of zoonotic diseases. So World Zoonosis Day, it is observed on every year on the 6th of the July. The day commemorates the work of the French biologist Louis Pasteur. He successfully administered the first vaccine against rabies, which is a zoonotic disease, on 6th of July 1885. So in this, we celebrate the World Zoonosis Day. The observance of the World Zoonosis Day, it also provides the opportunity to spread awareness about various zoonotic diseases and the ways to prevent them. So what is a zoonotic disease? Zoonotic diseases, these are the diseases that pass through an animal or insect to a human being. Some of the infections may not affect the animal, but they can sicken the humans. So the diseases can be minor short-term illness, or they may also become major life-changing illness. It has been reported that about 60% of human infections, they have their origin in an animal or insect. So next is we are going to brief about the causes of zoonotic diseases. So zoonotic diseases, they can be caused by various viruses, bacteria, fungus or parasites that may transfer from an animal or insect to the human being. So there is a huge number of zoonotic diseases that have affected human beings till date. So etiological classification, it is divided into 4 types of the etiologies. These can be viral, second is bacterial, third is parasitic, and the fourth is mycotic or fungal. First of all, zoonosis viral examples in brief. Number 1 is chikungunya, second cowpox, then yellow fever, Japanese encephalitis, monkeypox, and the rabies virus. Then the bacterial examples, these are anthrax, brucellosis, leptospirosis, listeriosis, Lyme disease, plague, salmonellosis, and psittacosis, which is caused by chlamydia. Then the parasitic examples, this can be tiniasis, echinococcosis, leishmaniasis, toxoplasmosis, trichinellosis, and toxocariasis. Then the mycotic examples are aspergillosis, cryptococcosis, dermatophytosis, histoplasmosis, and sporotrichosis. So these were the fungal examples, mycotic. Then the most recent examples, that can be the COVID-19 pandemic. As you all know, according to the currently available and accepted information, this pandemic is rooted in a virus supposed to come from bats. Then we will brief about the significance of awareness about zoonotic diseases. So World Zoonosis Day, it's a great opportunity for all to spread awareness about zoonotic diseases. And the studies have shown that 15% of all the zoonotic infection that comes indirectly to humans, for example through food act. This means we can avoid about 75% of zoonotic infection with our diligence. Many zoonotic diseases like animal flu, bird flu, bovine tuberculosis, dengue, Ebola, etc., they have significantly affected the human population. And the zoonotic diseases, they do not only make a person ill, but they can even kill the person. So several lives can be saved through the awareness. That's all. Next, in brief, will be taken by Dr. Shweta, Prevention of Zoonotic Diseases.
Good morning, everyone. The ma'am has discussed about what are the zoonotic diseases and enlisted their significance. So right now I'm going to give a detail about the prevention of them. Fine. So 6th June, as you all know, it is a World Zoonotic Day. That's what we are celebrating today. So what is the history sir has discussed about the Louis Pasteur and its contribution about the vaccine. So prevention, it includes 4 or 5 measures. First of one is the pre and post exposure prophylaxis. Next is the local wound treatment, wherever the animal or anyone has bited, so that treatment can be given. Then further is immunization, and in brief, there is 3 types of the prevention: primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention. Primary prevention includes those activities which are directed towards preventing the onset of a disease or illness. These include quarantine and vaccination, as you all know regarding this in the COVID pandemic. So these are all done. Fine. Second is the secondary prevention. These includes the factors that risk factors for the diseases, and those activities designated to detect the disease as early as possible. If we can detect the disease early, we can treat it early, and we can even prevent it early so that it can't spread to whole of the community. So it includes the screening tests. Third is the tertiary prevention. Tertiary prevention includes the prevention of the complications in the people who have already developed the disease and in whom the disease prevention is no longer an option. So the diagram shows after the entry of the pathogen till the production of a disease, that is the intrinsic incubation period, and at this point of time we can prevent, that is primary prevention. After the production of disease till the clinical manifestation, it includes secondary prevention, and after clinical manifestation till the recovery, it includes the tertiary prevention. So what are the further methods? Methods of vector control. First is the environmental source, that is source reduction. Like the accumulation of water in the flower pots or the flower pot plates can be used, so they can prevent the cultivation or the growth of the vectors and other organisms. Next is the drainage options, then the plant water management and disposal of the waste. Then chemical measures that include natural, that is pyrethrum and dairies and mineral oil. They all kill the mosquito larva. Other is synthetic, that is organochlorines that include DDT and lindane, and organophosphates. Then stomach poison that includes Paris green, whereas fumigates that includes hydrogen cyanide. So biological controls include the Gambusia fish. Gambusia efficient, it kills the mosquito larva. Then there is a fungi Coeliomyces, it also acts on the larvae. And then protozoa Nosemia algeria, and then Bacillus thuringiensis, and the genetic manipulations of the insect vectors. Then is reservoir. Reservoir, who is the reservoir? Reservoir is any person or animal or any living being in which the infectious agents lives and multiplies. So the reservoir control, it help against the rats, dogs, etc. So wild animals, we use the poison baiting, whereas isolation of domestic animals and rodenticides and fumigation can be done. Other measures include the health education, like giving the awareness about all this to the community so that we are able to prevent the zoonotic diseases, adequate surveillance and public involvement. Now prevention in man include the public awareness, pasteurization of milk, and use of safe milk and milk products. It helps to prevent many bacterial infections like brucellosis, proper disposal of suspected material, and vaccination. So the frequently measures which we can use, that is hand hygiene. Next is always wash your hand after being around animals, and even if you don't have touched the dogs and any cat if you are having them. Know that the simple things you can do to stay safe around your pets, because if you guys have a pets, you know how to handle them, you know where to touch or where to not, that they can able to bite, or you should not provoke your animals so that they can bite. Fine. So prevent bites from mosquitoes, ticks as well as fleas. So learn more about the ways how to handle the food safely, whether it is yourself or your family or your pet, and be aware of the zoonotic diseases both at home as well as away from the home, and avoid bites and scratches from the animals. So prevention is further oriented as human as well as animal. For animal orientation, we should always do animal cleanliness. We should clean our dogs, cats, or whatever the means the animals you are harboring in your family or you are at your home. Sorry. Next is cleaning the kennel and the housing wherever the dog or any organism is, animal is living. Just clean that particular area and must maintain the oral hygiene of the animal. Next is vaccinating your animals. For likewise, the ma'am has discussed the various causes, that is bacterial, viral, fungal. So depending upon them, whatever the infections, the diseases they can cause in animals, we can treat likewise. For dogs, vaccination is available for rabies, distempers, cats, feline infectious enteritis, for rabbits, myxomatosis, and pigeons, paramyxoviruses. Now, so healthy diet is healthy immunity. So whatever the diet we can give to the animal, it can help to provide immunity to him, to that particular, even us. So visit to the veterinarian. So for example, you have having a dog, you should have a proper vaccination of your dog so that if the dog can bite you, you don't harbor any disease from him. So what are the role of the veterinarian and medicos in preventing? That is early diagnosis, surveillance and reporting, and intersectoral coordination. So what is maintaining the personal hygiene? Avoid licking by the animals on your face and oral mucosa, because DF2 bacillus is found in 8% of the healthy dogs, and Pasteurella multicida is also common commensal, and Haemophilus strepto and Diphyllidium, they are all transmitted by dogs. So visit the doctor, consult your physician. Even a single cut is a fatal. Fine. So what are the endemic zoonotic diseases of the public health importance in India? These include rabies, brucella, toxoplasma, cysticercus, echinococcus, as well as foodborne zoonosis. For all of them, we have to do the surveillance, intersectoral coordination, strengthening of the diagnostic facilities, and providing awareness regarding that particular disease. So what are the role of the government agencies and NGOs? That is registration of the pets. If you are having a dog or cat, it should be registered with the government authorities. Fine. Next is information, education and communication activities should be maintained. Set up a proper laboratory so that we can early diagnose the diseases which are prevalent in that animals. Surveillance and information sharing with the authorities, as well as intersectoral coordination. So areas need to be strengthened. These include assessment of the magnitude, diagnostic facilities, intersectoral coordination, emergency preparedness, health education and risk, as well as building public-private partnership and collaboration at both national, regional and international levels. So what is the control of zoonotic or infections? That includes reservoir control, global surveillance, diagnostic facilities, control of vectors, immunization, health education, improved health infrastructure, intersectoral usage, prudent antimicrobial and early clinical and recognition and prompt intervention. Thank you. So the total benefit of having a companion is higher than fear of a zoonotic diseases. Thank you.